A bunch of stuff in the wrestling world happened today, and we're gonna discuss that and maybe some other things. Don't know yet. But anyways, mother,
Oh, I get to
tell
drop the news.
yeah,
So everybody woke up this morning with the news that Monday Night Raw will now be streaming on Netflix starting in 2025.
yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I understand that not a lot of people have cable anymore, but there's stuff like YouTube TV, Hulu Live, Fubo, stuff like that now, where you don't have to pay $300 for a cable box. You pay, I think YouTube TV is
I think their basic
$70 a
starts at
month,
like $80.
or somewhere in that range, which isn't bad. And the issue with Netflix is the whole password sharing stuff, which you aren't allowed to do anymore. And that's kind of why I don't think it will be as successful. Like, they'll still get good stuff and whatever. And I mean, most things are going to streaming. I just think Netflix isn't the place to go. I think you could have gone to Amazon or Disney, or not Disney, but like Hulu.
Which were supposedly all the experts were saying those were the front runners, and Netflix just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. So,
But with this Netflix deal, it says Netflix has the option to cancel the 10-year deal with WWE after just 5 years and has the option to extend the deal for an additional 10. So I guess they're going to give them
mm,
like a 5-year trial and see how it goes.
probably. But it's just one of those things that, yes, streaming is becoming the more ways to watch stuff. But again, there were better options out there besides Netflix.
Well, my whole thing is like the older people that watch it on like their cable, they're not going to pay for streaming services.
No.
So you're going to lose probably some out of that demo, but you
Yeah.
may pick up some in the younger to middle demo, like from the 18 to 45-year-olds. But yeah, I canceled Netflix when they did the pass sharing shit. I was like, yeah, fuck it, because the only reason I paid for it was because of the children. You and your sister would watch it.
Well, yeah, because they had stuff on there that I liked, like Flash and Arrow.
They had two
But
shows on there that I watched, The Borgias and The Tudors. And I
and
would
they
rewatch those relentlessly.
also Cobra Kai and Stranger Things were on there. So I again,
Now, if they want to get rid of their password sharing shit, then yeah, I might consider getting Netflix back and then we could all share it. But no, and the way they raise their prices constantly, mm-mm.
but like I said, I understand that streaming is becoming more of the way to watch stuff. But I think there were better options out there than Netflix.
So with them being on a streaming service, are they still going to cater to the children or are they going to try to cater to the more mature audience?
You would have to go with the more mature audience because you're on a streaming service.
Yeah,
You
kids
have,
don't have credit cards.
well, no, I wasn't going to say that, but you have less guidelines to follow, I would assume. Like, there's still probably some guidelines you have to follow, but not as much as you have to follow on like USA or TBS or TNT, stuff like that. If that makes sense in my mind.
Yeah. So also, it came out that they announced on CNBC that matches will be scripted around commercial breaks to satisfy the ad-free customers who will see continued action live from live matches that aren't important to the outcome, such as a wrestler in a sustained headlock.
Yeah, that okay. I I'll leave it as it's but yeah.
So we're basically going to have resting moves in wrestling now.
Mm, that gave me a headache.
That hurt your head?
Yes. All right. What else?
Well, I seen this on the Twitter or the X, and someone brought up the point about I don't know how I want to phrase this. Someone said that this is a game changer for the streaming world with Netflix taking Monday Night Raw. And someone replied to said that person. It says that's if they do a good job. There and this is this person's opinion, saying that their shows are bad and I have no proof, but I always thought they were cooking the books on the TV ratings. I refuse to believe that they get that many viewers naturally. They have to be bot farming. And then the person with the original post said that never crossed their mind. So what do you think about could they be bot farming viewers?
I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But since Netflix doesn't release their viewership stuff, now they could just pull out random fucking numbers. Like, oh, 7.3 billion people watched Monday Night Raw on Monday. No, the fuck they didn't.
Well, that's one
Seven.
thing the E-drones won't have to hold on to because the ratings were the last thing that they could hold on to against AEW. So now with Raw going to Netflix, they can't tout ratings no more because, like you just said, you're not going to have ratings. So you know what they're going to do, right? They're going to compare subscriptions. They're going to compare Netflix subscriptions to Honor Card subscriptions. And these are the same people that bitch about having to pay for Honor Card.
Honor, Honor Club.
Yeah.
But I, again, it's there were better options out there. Netflix shouldn't have been what it landed on.
Sticking with WWE news, Kevin Patrick is gone from SmackDown. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I shouldn't be that excited.
I don't watch SmackDown anyway, so I don't give a fuck.
Oh, dude, he sucked. Oh, God, did he suck. Like, I really don't know who was worse, him or Booker T on NXT.
Booker's all right. He's not bad. Just some of the stuff he says on his podcast, I don't necessarily agree with.
So I'm wondering, since Kevin Patrick is gone, football season's kind of over with, if they're not trying to bring back Pat McAfee.
Maybe, but that might be also a ESPN decision. Like, there might be something in his contract that doesn't let him do it since he's signed with the ESPN, or or is that just the show rights?
I think that's just the show, right?
Oh, then he'll be fine. So yeah, bring back Pat McAfee and put
I
Michael
mean,
Cole
because
back
Nick
on
Khan was on
SmackDown.
the Pat McAfee show today, and he asked Pat, did he get his email about attending WrestleMania this year? So, and he's like, yeah, I got it this morning.
Hmm.
So the other big news that dropped from WWE slash TKO, they appointed a new person on their board of directors.
Dwayne the Cock Johnson. I mean Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Nobody seen that coming.
Dwayne the Rock Hard Juice Robinson Johnson.
Nobody seen that coming. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with this. Maybe it's because their stocks are dropping like fucking flies.
Yeah, but their stock went up today with the news of The Rock being on the board, and they're going to Netflix in 2025.
Well, yeah, it's good news, and people are buying in, and then it'll start to go down again. It happens with every company
I don't
most of
know.
the
I
time.
don't follow stock markets or get into economics because it was like the most boring subject I ever had to take in school. It was more boring than taking Latin.
Nobody speaks Latin.
Yeah, but I had to take a class because they fucked my schedule up my senior year. So I was taking Latin 1, French 1, Spanish 2, and English.
Just cover all the bases then.
Well, they didn't have nothing else I could take. And I had to have so many credits to graduate. And I had done
I
fulfilled my
suppose.
like social studies and sciences and maths.
I guess. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Dwayne. Maybe this was the head of the table line he meant, but who knows? Guess we'll have to wait and find out.
I mean, The Rock is a pretty smooth and savvy businessman, so
Well, I mean, that XFL didn't make any money last year
its first year. Was it its first year?
under Dwayne.
Okay, then. Most companies are new, new companies, ideas, things like that, do not prosper their first year. It takes a little while.
Yeah, but they lost like a shit ton of money.
But evidently, it didn't matter to Dwayne because Dwayne got a shit ton of money.
Well, what helped is go and get into business with the USFL now. So
And with him being on the board of directors for TKO, I could see some advertising dollars coming his way.
Vince gets the XFL back.
No. So more WWE news. It seems that Drew McIntyre still hasn't signed a new contract with WWE, and there's stories going around that Finn Balor's contract will be up a couple months before WrestleMania or shortly after WrestleMania.
Balor will probably resign, maybe. But man, I would love to see him in AEW or back in Japan. Because ever since Finn got hurt, ever since he tore his shoulder in 2016, they never used him again like that. And that's stupid. Balor was great. And then they were like, no, we're just going to put you in Judgment Day. We're going to send you to NXT again. And yada, yada, yada. No. Give me back Demon Finn Balor and let Finn go at it. God damn it. And Drew's leaving. Drew's.
Yeah, you can tell in his face he's pretty much done. I think either he's going to New Japan or he's going to AEW. He might go to TNA.
Nah. Drew will be in AEW.
But I agree. When Finn got hurt, thanks to Seth Rollins, and that kind of fucked up his world title run, they never really gave him the true title run he deserves. And that's
Nope.
bullshit.
It is.
And speaking of Seth, it came out that Seth tore his MCL and has a partially torn meniscus and could be out 3 to 6 months. He said last night on Raw that he was going to do everything he could to get back before WrestleMania.
He might be at Mania. He might not. We'll wait and find out.
Yeah, but I mean, that sucks.
Yeah. I like Seth. What else do you got?
I'm looking through my phone for my news.
You finally get to see Will Ospreay in person.
Oh yes, oh yes. He was so excited.
You know who's already seen him in person?
Nobody asked the cocksucker on the other side of this podcast.
I could show pictures.
Nobody asked. Nobody wants to see your stupid pictures.
He wrestled Blake Christian.
Who cares?
Me. And it was fun.
I don't think anybody asked.
Too bad you got told.
Listen here, little boy.
And you're not gonna do nothing. Anywho,
We ain't gonna do nothing. I brought you in this world. I can take you out of this world. I am your mother.
yeah, you're not gonna do that though. But
No, because then I wouldn't have a tag team part. Well, I mean, I could trade you in for your aunt. She would love to go to Revolution with me since she would get to see Darby.
my buddy.
So we're gonna get season 5 of Dark Side of the Ring,
Nice.
and they are talking about doing one on Kurt Angle and his addiction issues. Brutus
Kurt
Beefcake.
Angle.
Harley Race, Buff Bagwell, Chris Adams, Sandman, and Black Sunday when Vince purchased Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Hmm. Think the Black Sunday one will probably be the most entertaining.
I think I'll probably like that one, the Angle one, and the Harley Race. Maybe Sandman.
Dun-na-na-na-na. Dun-na-na-na-na.
And I'm not talking about the song from Metallica.
Dun-na-na-na-na. Dun-na-na-na-na.
So, what is your thoughts on this news that there have already been world tag team championship belts made for the women's division in AEW?
Fun. Because think about it, you got your women's tag teams down in Ring of Honor with what? The Renegades. You got Nyla and Marina Shafir. Uh,
Tay comes back and
isn't
put her
Layla
with
Hirsch
Anna
with
Jay.
somebody?
Huh?
Isn't Layla Hirsch tagging with somebody? Maybe, possibly. Um, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, Stat and Willow,
Tay and Anna when Tay comes back off maternity leave.
Hater and Britt.
No.
You know they're going to do it, so just might as well say yes.
They're better off being singles.
Like I said,
I
you
know they're
know
gonna
they're
do it,
gonna
but I'm
do
just
it.
saying personally, they're better off as singles wrestlers, not tag teams.
I don't, I don't care. I just want Jamie Hater back. God damn it.
Dude, she shows up
Um,
at Revolution. I am not gonna have any eardrums left.
trying to think of who else you got. I don't know. Maybe bring in some of the NWA women's tag teams,
We're good now.
or you could do Deanna and Britt. That would be interesting.
Consider Britt was a big reason Deanna signed with AEW.
Yeah. What else?
So the other big news that come out in the wrestling world in the last few days, everybody's favorite Japanese wrestler, Okada, decided he was going to leave New Japan Wrestling.
Wants to wrestle in the States.
So, who do you think will replace Okada in New Japan? David Finlay.
If it's David Finlay, we can cancel the New Japan World subscription. I don't know. It should be Shota. If I'm being honest, it should be Shota.
I ain't got no problem with that. I like Shota.
And that's just me being biased. Uh, I don't really know.
I'm surprised he's leaving because there was rumor going around that Okada was the big reason that they got the old president of New Japan to step down and gave it to Tanahashi.
Ooh, Zack Sabre Jr.
I could see Zack Sabre Jr. becoming the face of New Japan.
But yeah, I'm not really sure who's gonna be the new face of Japan. I
Evil.
know who I want it to be.
Evil.
Stop talking.
No?
That's that's almost as bad as David Finlay.
No? So do Brian Alvarez stated that Okada was the most underpaid greatest wrestler of all time. Do you agree with that statement?
Hmm. You know who could replace Okada? Great Okan.
I like the Great Okan. I like Jeff Cobb too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jeff Cobb, but Great Okan.
Great Okan would be funny. But I am United Empire. I do have on my United Empire shirt today under my
Nice
jacket.
shirt.
So this is what Tanahashi had to say on Okada leaving. Quote, he said he did his best in New Japan. I hope he goes on to spread his wings across the world. I think it's going to get interesting from now on. We have a lot of talent now, and there are a lot of young athletes in the dojo. When the rain stops, there will be a rainbow.
Hmm. Again, you're gonna have to do something with Shota soon. It's just a matter of what you do with him. I'm not saying he needs to be in the title scene like right now, but you need to start pushing him and like Ren Narita and all of your younger guys who are about to be the face of Japan. I mean, Tanahashi's close to the end of his career. Naito's up there in age. Sonata. I mean, hell, even start pushing Tachi. I would be fine with that. I love him. But yeah, that's that's what you're gonna have to do is start pushing these younger guys, and I don't know if Rossi's gonna do that.
Well, there was a rumor going around today that Okada was leaning toward signing with WWE and that they were going to put him in NXT.
Apparently, those were all premature sources.
But I mean, I knew they were, but I was just like, you're going to put Okada in NXT?
I don't think Okada wants to work that schedule though. I
Nardo, I
don't think
think his wife wants to leave Japan.
that too. Because with WWE, you're on the road 340 days, give or take. You got Monday Night Raw, and then you do a travel day, house show, travel day, house show, maybe SmackDown. I know sometimes they do a house show on the same night. Then they do a house show on Sunday. So that travel schedule, I don't know.
I mean, if he signs with WWE, good for him. I ain't gonna be mad at somebody trying to get that bag. Will I watch him in WWE? Yeah, because I'm an Okada fan. I'm not a fan of the letters. I'm a fan of people that wrestle for the letters.
And until it comes to AEW.
No, if an
Yeah.
AEW talent jumps ship and I like them, I would still watch them in another company. I like Jade. I will watch Jade when she finally shows up to WWE.
Mm. Yeah, that's a real blockbuster of a signing for them.
I mean, I watch Cody on Monday nights on WWE.
You don't like Cody.
Okay, I'm not that much of a Cody fan. I'm more of a Cody theme song fan. I do like the theme song.
And that's the reason why it's my ringtone when I call you.
Yep. Because you're a Cody fan.
Yep.
It is also the ringtone on your grandfather's phone when you call him. because your mom said it that way.
Adrenaline.
Just like when
Moving
I
slow.
call your grandfather, it plays Order 66 from Star Wars. So he knows it's me.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
But do they?
Yeah, it does.
So
Moving on.
moving on. Brian Alvarez said on his show that it was CM Punk's idea to get rid of the rankings in AEW in 2022.
Uh, this I don't know how to feel about because it's coming from Alvarez, and he's not the biggest supporter of Punk. So take that with a grain of salt as you will.
I agree. Um, I could see him saying that, like getting in TK's ear and be like, "Hey, get rid of the rankings, blah blah blah." But it probably came down to being TK's decision, and it kind of looks like he could be easily influenced, if that makes sense.
Maybe. Can you easily influence him to getting me a job?
Uh, that I don't know. You might have to work on that there, buddy.
Anywho,
Oh, this is not really news, but it's just something I found really interesting between Will Osprey and Okada. So when Will Osprey did his first tour in Japan, his bank card didn't work, so he couldn't get anything he needed. And Okada found out about it and pretty much bought him everything he needed while he was on tour in Japan and refused to let Will pay him back.
Okada's a nice guy.
Okay, moving on. So it has been confirmed by the WWE that the Elimination Chamber that will be live from Perth, Australia, will air at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 a.m. Pacific Time. So now them people on the West get to feel how we feel getting up at 3 o'clock watching a New Japan show.
Uh, yeah, too bad. I'm not waking up for mid.
I'm gonna wake your ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the Elimination Chamber.
No,
What you mean, no?
I don't wanna.
I'll make you breakfast.
Okay.
Piece of sausage, that's all it takes.
NBC says its coverage of Detroit Lions versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers averaged 40.4 million viewers across Peacock, NBC, and NFL digital platforms. Detroit was number one in TV market by far with the 40.5 rating. So Goodell should look at this and be like, oh, people, you're going to the Super Bowl.
You are so trying to manifest them getting into the Super Bowl. And this is not a football podcast.
I want to win the Super Bowl.
Anyway, moving on. Um, Kenny Omega's health.
It's getting better.
According to everybody's favorite Meltzer, it said he's got about 7 weeks to decide if they're gonna have to do surgery. But it looks like it's healing on its own, so he might not need surgery. But if he does have surgery, he could be out of action longer, which would suck.
Mm-hmm. But
Your thoughts on Brock Lesnar returning? You know he's gonna be an entry into the Rumble on Saturday.
it is what it is.
As a Brock fan, I'm all for it. I miss when Brock is not on TV. So the most talked about free agent in wrestling, one Mercedes Monet, is said to be showing up to AEW after she fulfills her movie commitments at the end of the month.
Which the end of the month is 7 days away. Or 8 days. Is it 31 or 30 days in January? Alexa, how many days are
31.
in January?
I just told you 31, dipshit.
Huh. So,
And
oh,
and according to what I'm hearing on the street, she's probably not showing up until after Revolution.
the mascot for Georgia died.
Yeah, I seen that this morning. Uga 10,
Aw, yeah, that's sad.
yeah, they'll just replace him with Uga 11.
Damn. Anywho,
Anyhow, so Vikingo extended his contract with AAA. He said he extended it for professional and personal reasons, and that he still wants to continue to work with New Japan, TNA, and AEW.
nice.
I do think once his AAA deal is up, he's gonna sign with AEW.
Probably. What else do you got? Or is that all?
Um, I think that's pretty much it. They have begun to
Phew.
set up at Tropicana Field for the Royal Rumble.
Nice. That's on what? Saturday?
Yeah.
Only match I kind of care about is the men's rumble. I don't care about anything else.
I kind of like the four-way match just because Randy Orton's in it.
And Randy better fucking win it.
Oh, he's not.
No, they're gonna let Roman beat Hogan's record. But why would they do that? Hogan got everybody into wrestling. Who cares if he's a racist piece of shit, fucked up person? Nobody. Apparently, fuck Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of shit.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Well, fuck Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of shit.
So we're gonna have in 2025 Raw on Netflix, NXT on the CW, and SmackDown on USA. And their pay-per-views will still be on the Peacock.
Well, just cover all the bases, I guess. The Xfinity series starts on Peacock next year.
Ooh,
But any or not on Peacock, but on the CW. What are you doing, bud?
but that's all the
But
news we got. the biggest news was Raw going to Netflix in 2025.
Hmm. Anywho,
Oh, New Japan did sell out the show their show in Chicago in April. Windy City Riot.
good for them. But anywho, I gotta go to the bathroom again, and I'm gonna make some food.
Well, good for you.
So talk to you people later.
Goodbye.